Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. I'm joined by IGN's resident Ghostbusters superfan, one of our video producers, Zach Ryan. Good to see
everyone.
you, sir.
Nice to see you too, Ryan.
We are Zach Ryan McCaffrey. We're a Wheel of Fortune beyond before and after puzzle. And we're playing Ghostbusters, the video game, circa 2009, because, of course, everybody's buzzing about Ghostbusters
That's
this
right.
week. I mean, it's taken literally decades for a third Ghostbusters movie to finally get made. It's finally happening with the all-female cast, with the reboot, Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, and
Other
friends.
women, yes.
I really should be watching Saturday Night Live, so I would remember who the other two are. But
You
yeah,
and
we
me both, Ryan.
we were of course remembering. Have there been any other good Ghostbusters games? No, this was the high point, and this is
pretty much it, yeah.
I feel like this is an actually underrated game. This is a very, very good game.
I completely agree, especially if you're a Ghostbusters fan. I think that this game really does a great job at capturing the feel of the films, and it feels good to play. It's not only well written and true
It was
to the
written
source
by
material.
Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd,
Right.
and of course, famously, it stars both of them as well as Bill Murray. And this is, of course,
the last time that he wore the Venkman suit.
I mean, this kind of, for a while, was Ghostbusters 3.
Oh, supposedly it's canonical that this is supposedly the third film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we figured let's take another look at this game, see if it holds up, see if it's still fun. It's on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the PC, which is what we're playing on right now.
That's right. There was also Wii and PlayStation 2 versions that had
Different
sort of
versions.
a cartoony look.
Yes, they were handled by a different developer. I never actually played those. I heard they were not as good. We're sort of playing the flagship version here.
Correct.
Which was for the then current generation consoles. And yeah, you play the rookie Ghostbuster.
Correct.
Alongside, of course, Venkman and
Egon and Stans.
Yeah. Stans. The holy trio of Ghostbusters. No Rick Moranis. He famously retired quietly from show business many years ago. He was just living off that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids money.
Right. But Winston does make an appearance later in this
Yes.
game, which I thought was cool too.
Yes, indeed. So
and Janine is also here.
Yep.
Accounted for.
So we saw earlier when you first started playing, the whole game the combat is based around, of course, the proton packs and the beam rifles. And what's cool is, and with the traps too, and the whole thing, it's sort of physics-based combat where
Right.
you're wrestling with the controller to try, and you're using momentum and physics to try and literally wrestle the ghost into the traps.
Yeah, I think that's what's really cool about this game in kind of a way that they actually not necessarily improved, but complemented the Ghostbusters feel is that there's a lot more physicality in the combat.
Yes.
Where in the movies they kind of shot their lasers at them and pulled them straight into a trap. Here, you really got to fight the ghosts to get them into the traps.
Let's see, do we need the PKE meter here like he was asking for? Oh, spooky.
A lot of fan service going on here. A lot of PKE metering. This is, of course, the Sedgwick Hotel from the first Ghostbusters film where
Yes.
you first meet Slimer.
The Ecto-1 is also in this game.
Oh, yeah.
There's all sorts of... I mean, pretty much everything you want to see is in here. Whoop. I
Oh, getting closer.
thought I saw something.
He's here somewhere.
Who are you going to call? We've called you, Zach. Come on, make it happen. I believe in you.
Got...
Where's the ghost? But yeah, interestingly, this project was kind of troubled. I mean, Terminal Reality made this, who was always a solid developer. This was, I feel, always their best game. They made Blood Rain. Remember those?
Wow.
Back in the day on
Yeah.
PS2 and Xbox, original Xbox.
That's right.
All right, you're trapped in here with it. It's one-on-one time. Gonna make it happen. And Activision, Activision at one point was gonna publish this game, but it got too rich for their blood. For the richest video game publisher in the world, it got too rich for their blood. Yeah, they actually, because this was an extremely expensive project, and they bailed out of it, and it ended up, I think, because Vivendi had it, and then they had the merger with Activision, and then it got dropped, And Atari ended up publishing it, of all people.
Right. It went through a lot of different publishers before it saw the light of day, and I think that that kind of lent to the idea that maybe it wasn't going to be a great game. So that when it finally did come out, it was. I think people were pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it was a really solid game. Again, it just nailed the mechanics really well, the fan service really well. Here we're at the end of the tutorial, the beginning of real gameplay, where you're having your first real poltergeist experience, let's call it, and you're learning how to use the equipment and how to use the proton ray and trap something. So I'm counting on you, Zach, to help make this video good. Remind people why they should be playing this game still. Although on that note, I do think, because we were playing a little, before we came on the air, just to brush up a little bit.
Oh, here's a little artifact.
Yeah, a little collectible.
Yeah.
I think this game's held up reasonably well. I mean, it looks decent for a
Certainly,
360 PS3 game. It's not the worst looking, not the best looking game. Like, the characters still look pretty good. Their hair is very last gen.
That's true. I did comment on their fluffy hair.
But the faces look pretty good, and of course the voice acting's there. Other than, Bill Murray possibly literally phoned in his performance. He somehow got his arm twisted, probably by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, into doing this.
A lot of reviews commenting on Bill Murray doing an impression of Bill Murray for this game. So.
Which, interestingly, that's kind of how I felt when I watched Dumb and Dumber 2. I felt like Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels were doing impressions of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That is neither here nor there. So, yeah, let's work on you gotta work with the team here. Don't cross the stream, Zach.
I'm going to try my best.
Wrangle that Slimer. Get him.
So what we're doing here is we're slowly whittling down Slimer's health so that we can grab him in a capture beam.
Exactly.
And that engages that sort of wrestling.
And he is bailed out.
That's right. He likes to hide in objects in this room.
We got to go hunt him down. Waiting for that signal strength to pick up.
Oh.
Come on. Where'd he go?
He's got to be around here somewhere. Oh, sounds like Vinkman found him before I did.
Let's make it happen. So he's almost ready to be trapped.
Sounds like he's probably under here.
Nope.
That's
let's
kinda
cause
cool.
some property damage. $15 worth for that tablecloth. I do like that that's part of the game as well, that it tracks your property damage. Of course, the Ghostbusters always famous for wrecking places that they went into, much to the chagrin of the owners of those places.
So one thing that's also really great about this game, as I'm wandering around here, you'll hear a lot of music from the first movie.
Yeah.
And obviously the sound effects are on point. Now,
Yep, talking and playing at the same time.
Here comes the capture stream.
Yeah, here we go.
Boom,
Yeah,
I'll pull him,
slam
him against walls.
And on the ground. Slam him.
Now you can see he's only got one bar
Yeah,
left, so we'll throw out the trap. That's not the right button. There we go. Oh. There we go. I'll throw the trap down, and I'll slowly pull him over here.
Come on. You can do it, Zach. Finish this video strong.
Boom.
Come on, slam him.
Throwing down several traps. Oh.
Oh, here we
Here we
go.
go.
Get him.
Double
Get
whammy.
him. Slam him again.
He's almost there. Oh.
He's a rascal. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
He
Caught
is
him.
trapped. So, yeah, I mean, and this is a pretty long game, too. It's a good, 10, 12 hours. It's a full experience. It's not like some little, we had to pay, Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis and Bill Murray, so it's only, 4 hours long. It's a full, hardcore game.
And you get a pretty great story out of it, too. There's a lot of, like we mentioned, there's a lot of fan service, and if you're a big fan of the movies like I am, you'll see a lot of characters from the films and a lot of throwbacks and references. It's really cool.
Absolutely.
Really well done.
And it is Bill Murray. As far as I know, it's Bill Murray's only first and last video game performance ever.
I would assume that also probably Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis too.
Probably, yeah. I don't think those guys ever did any other video games as well. So, all right. Well, if you're getting psyched for the Ghostbusters reboot with Kristen Wiig and company, you can at least play this, get yourself tied yourself over for another couple years, I think, until,
yeah,
until the
absolutely.
film's out.
Yeah, it'll be a while, but this is a good way to kill some time and kind of bring you back into that world.
Actually, I think it's only like a year and a half. I believe it's July. Is it July 22nd, 2016? I think.
Well, that's right around the corner.
Year and a half out, so
yeah,
enough time to sample this one. So, yeah, check it out on if you want to find a 360 copy, PS3 copy, or just grab it off of Steam, I believe. So that's it. Zach, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
Good job on the Proton Pack there.
I tried. I gave it my best shot.
For more on all things Ghostbusters, whether it's the game or the upcoming new film, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.